Hello! Welcome to a rainy day here in Thailand. Now look, I've lived in Thailand for 10 years and I've been making content on YouTube about Thailand for over 3 years. But I've never made a video about the rainy season. What is the rainy season? When is the rainy season? And is this going to ruin my trip if I come during the rainy season? It is without doubt the most frequent question that comes up in the comments on my channel. Well, today I'm gonna dispel some of the myths and tell you some of the harsh realities. Spoiler alert, I love the rainy season. And at the same time as we discuss the rainy season, we'll be exploring the beautiful island of Koh Mak. Now, I did originally plan to make a very different video, but the weather here gives me the perfect opportunity to discuss the rainy season, and hopefully I'll still manage to show off Koh Mak as well as giving you practical advice about the rainy season. Let's go find a place out of the rain so that you don't have to hear the rain hitting the umbrella and discuss more. But firstly, the quickest, easiest question is, what is the rainy season? Well, it's the season where it rains, obviously. I was gonna film this video on my beautiful Sony camera, but it's not weatherproof, and as I was setting up my camera shot for the intro just there, water got inside, and I hope I haven't damaged it. So we're shooting on the iPhone, and because you probably can't hear me, I'm using this thing. So quick shout out okay, quick shout out to the hotel on Koh Mak. I've been here for 2 nights and I do recommend it. It's the Sivana Resort right here on the beach facing the north coast, so you get a good sunrise and you get a good sunset. Incredible breakfast. I warmed up this morning with a delicious bowl of pork rice soup, or congee, which is so comforting and cozy, especially in the rainy season. Great staff, and they have kayaks available to rent for free for 2 hours per day. And so if you wanted to, you could go over to Koh Kam. Koh Kam over there, by the way, was initially one of the main reasons why I came back to Koh Mak, but that island is incredibly beautiful in good weather. You really need to go over there on a sunny day to get that flash of turquoise. I made a video about it, I'll link it below. Good hotels always get my recommendation. Sometimes people think I get these hotels for free. I don't. Okay, so when is the rainy season? Well, a quick Google will tell you that it starts in May and it goes all the way till October. Look, I've been through 10 rainy seasons. 10 years I've been in Thailand. It can rain any time of the year. So if you come here, let's say in November, and this is true, I think last year it rained 20 days out of 31 in November on Koh Samui. You know, this is planet Earth. The weather systems change. But in general, if you're coming to Thailand during May, June, July, August and September, expect rain, okay? Not every day and not all day. Let me go into a bit more of it, specifics about my experience of rainy season here in Thailand. Okay, so a perfect example of the rainy season is today and yesterday, okay? Both mornings I've woken up in the hotel to huge storm, okay? Wind, blowing a gale, cats and dogs, just pouring rain, and I've thought, this is going to ruin my day. I wanted to go there and I wanted to do this. That's the kind of emotion that you go through. But then you snap out of it and you go, okay, well, let's change the plan. And look, 2 days ago, it was like this. This is the footage that I captured 2 days ago over there on Koh Wai. So 2 days ago, you wouldn't think it was the rainy season. It was blue skies, gorgeous, sunny, and nice and hot. But in the afternoons, a storm normally rolled over Koh Chang and then hit Koh Wai. And so I did experience bad weather at least once a day, even on a sunny day. That's your typical rainy season. That's your typical day. Bad weather in the mornings or bad weather in the afternoons, but not the whole day. However, there is an exception to this. There can be weather systems that come through during the months of May till October where there is just a huge weather system, the entire size of the Gulf of Thailand, not just localized storms. And these roll over the country, roll over the ocean, and dump rain and bad weather for the full day, for 2 days, even for a week. It's not uncommon to come to Thailand during the rainy season and it will rain for the whole week. And then the week you leave, it's sunny for 2 weeks. That's the dice that you roll when you come to Thailand during the rainy season. Your typical day is going to be rain for 2 to 3 hours, either in the morning or in the afternoon, or sometimes in the morning and in the afternoon. But you will normally get a break. My biggest piece of advice, though, is, don't sit in your hotel room scrolling on your phone, doing nothing with your day. If it's raining, it doesn't mean that you can't have fun. There are so many things to do in Thailand on a rainy day. And that's what I want to try and do today on Koh Mak, is just explore, talk about the rainy season, and find some fun things to do, other than lying on the sand, lying in the sea, or by the pool, reading a book and relaxing, or having a drink, because that's what most people like to do, don't we, when we're on holiday? Sit down, chill out, relax. Okay, success. I've been speaking to the awesome staff at the hotel, and they've given me an alternative plan for today. Something I didn't know about Koh Mak, so I'm excited to share that with you in a minute. But actually at breakfast, I was writing some pros and cons about traveling in Thailand during rainy season. And so I think hopefully you'll be able to agree with some of these, maybe if you have experience. If you have no experience about the rainy season, then please concentrate more on the pros, because there are some cons, but don't dwell on them too much. By the way, this is the room. Isn't it nice? This is where I get the beautiful view of the miserable weather. Okay, pros of traveling during the rainy season to Thailand. Are you ready? The first pro is it's arguably more beautiful in the rainy season. Now, of course, when it's sunny, especially on the islands and on the beaches, you get the turquoise, you get the white sands, the blue skies, incredible footage if you're flying a drone, incredible footage if you want to take pictures, and a great way to get a suntan. But honestly, some of the most beautiful landscapes and some of the most beautiful scenes I've ever seen with my eyes have been here in Thailand during the rainy season, when the misty clouds roll over the sea, when you see the weather coming towards you from the comfort of your cabin or from your hotel room, and it's just stunning, really. I mean, today it's just completely grey and not much detail. But a few days ago, overlooking Koh Chang as the storms were rolling by, I was just filming the beautiful boats in the rain, and it was incredible. I took some amazing photos, some great footage, and I had some amazing memories. So, yes, the rains can be dull and grey, but you can find even more beauty in the rainy season as well. Point number 2, and the biggest pro of all my pros, is there are far fewer tourists. Lots of people avoid Thailand completely during the rainy season, so the numbers of tourists go down. Prices go down. A room might be 1,000 baht in low season and 3,000 baht in high season. Flights go up, boats go up, prices go up in the hotter months. So you get fewer tourists and you get cheaper prices. So it is a win-win on that front. There's also much cooler temperatures, obviously, right? And look, I'll be honest, right? You'll spend just as much time avoiding the hottest part of the day than you do avoiding the wettest part of the day. So like this morning, right? It's raining cats and dogs for 2 hours, from 6 o'clock in the morning until 8. I didn't want to go to the hotel breakfast in the rain, even though I have an umbrella and a jacket. I wanted to just be cozy in the hotel room and just wait for the bad weather to pass, which it did. And then I went to breakfast and I've begun filming this video. And when it's boiling hot, the hours of 11 till 3, you can't go out and explore. You can't go on a hike. You can't lie in the sun. It's too hot. It's too hot. So you end up finding shade. You end up going back to your hotel room. You end up getting into an air-conditioned cafe. You end up just going back and reading a book or doing something indoors anyway, right? Because it's just too hot. So at least when it's not raining, it's still much cooler. And the other major pro that I've come up with is you can be really productive during rainy season. You might have a 2-week vacation, or you might be here for 3 weeks or something, like a long period of time. And you probably want to bring some work with you. Maybe it's reading a book, maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's something to do with your job back home. You don't want to be offline, you need to be able to still make meetings, that kind of thing. You bring your MacBook or you bring your laptop, whatever, right? And you can still, during the rainy parts of the day, go and hide somewhere and get productive. For example, you might want to build a website with Squarespace. Let's say you have a small business or a blog that you want to elevate, or you want to bring your business up to a more professional level online, right? You go to Squarespace, you choose one of their award-winning templates, and then you use their amazing features like their drag and drop editor. They've actually just made it even easier to build a website with their new feature, Squarespace Blueprint. It's using AI, and you answer a few simple questions, and then it will build your website for you and design it. So you don't need to employ an expensive web developer or a web designer. You can go to Squarespace, build the website completely for free. You'll see how easy it is to use Squarespace and to build your first website and start selling products or start selling services right now on your website. And then when you're ready to go live, go to squarespace.com/Paddy Doyle and you'll get 10% off your first website or domain. So the hotel has lots of things that I could do just to pass the time while it's raining still. I could go for a Thai massage, I could go to do some yoga, or just play pool and hang out and read a book. I'm actually going to work on my website a little bit, so thanks again to Squarespace. And then, because I was just speaking to reception, instead of going over to Koh Kam, which is covered in rain and isn't going to look as amazing as it can, I'm actually going to go to the other side of Koh Mak, rent a motorcycle, explore a little bit, and then we're going to go somewhere very special in a minute, and hopefully come back to the resort and walk over to that pier for a sunset. Okay, the rain has stopped. I've rented a little motorbike. Let's go explore Koh Mak. And let's, of course, mention the cons. So I mentioned the pros of rainy season, but what about the cons? So the first one, obviously, is the rain. The rain can be a bit of a bummer. It can be a bit of a mood kill. You can get all ready for your day at the beach or your day at the pool or your island hopping tour, and then you wake up in the morning and it's miserable, and there's a storm, and it's windy, and there's waves, and it's raining, and you have to commit because you've paid for it and booked it already. And yeah, the rain can kind of dampen your spirits, especially when it rains for a considerable amount of days in a row. Today, for example, the rain has changed my plan completely. I was gonna go to Koh Kam and have a tropical beach video, but with the rainy season kicking in, I changed my plan, not only for the video, but for today. So just be flexible. Another con that comes with the rain and the bad weather is things get cancelled. Plans get changed. You might have a ferry going to Koh Tao. You wake up in the morning, there's a huge storm, or there's a big wind or a big swell, and the ferry gets cancelled. That can happen. Usually they still go, especially to Koh Tao. We've had some rough crossings to Koh Tao over the years. They just kind of, unless it's really dangerous, they just go, and then everyone will throw up and it will be a vomit can, just hundreds of people throwing up. And my advice is to go on the roof and get fresh air and get away from everyone throwing up. So bad weather brings really miserable travel days, especially in the south if you're going on ferries, boats, that kind of thing. There's also a huge increase in insects and bugs, ants, mosquitoes, sandflies. So if you don't like creepy crawlies, just be prepared for more mosquitoes and more bugs because they breed in this weather. That also in turn increases the likelihood of getting dengue and getting malaria, but don't let that scare you too much. It hasn't happened to me, but it has happened to some of my friends. So just be aware, rainy season, the chances of those infections and diseases go up. So there are cons, guys. It's miserable. If you don't like the rain, loads of bugs, things get cancelled, ferries and boats and journeys become more difficult and dangerous, and it's the rainy season, right? So if you don't like rain, don't come. That being said, as you can see, the weather had improved so much that during my little lunch break of delicious local pad krapao, the rain subsided and I actually started to see some blue skies. But thanks to the really helpful people at the hotel, we'd come up with a secondary plan. I wasn't going to go to Koh Kam. Instead, I was going to go on the other side of Koh Mak and organise a local fishing boat to take me to a very interesting place. Koh Kradat is a very interesting island. It's actually privately owned. It's owned by a Thai family, which makes this island pretty much the only completely privately owned island in the kingdom. And for a small price of only 500 baht, they'll actually come over and pick you up, take you to the island, and give you a mini safari tour, because as you'll see, there's something very unique about this place. So I'm using the umbrella again, but this time it's because of the sun. Welcome to Koh Kradat, a very unique and strange island. Absolutely, it's not built for tourists. Privately owned, as I just mentioned. It's nice to see the eagles and some of the deer that live here. Hopefully we'll get to see them a bit closer up. I think we're going to have a sunset this afternoon. I'm quite excited. These deer were actually put here for hunting purposes. However, over the years, they've stopped hunting them and now they just live wild and they run around. And thankfully they're still very shy and you can't get too close to them. Things were looking good weather-wise. The rain and the storm from the early morning had passed and I was excited to head back to Koh Mak and go to the famous, beautiful pier. I couldn't think of a better place to go to sum up our time and to give you my closing thoughts on the rainy season in general. The sun. Okay, we're here at the very last location of relaxation here on Koh Mak. Sunglasses are on, very happy about that. Cold beer in hand, and I've taken you to a very special place. Some of you hardcore Thailand lovers might recognize this pier straight away because there's loads of pictures of this, especially in Suvarnabhumi airport. You'll see a beautiful wooden pier with people having a drink at night. It looks really relaxing, looks really calm, and it says Koh Mak. And I've always thought, I want to go there, and now we're here. So, unless you're staying at this resort, you have to pay 200 baht to get onto the pier, but that does get you a ticket, that gets you a free drink. So technically, you pay over the odds for your first beer, and then you pay normal price after. They do cocktails, as you can hear, cold beers, fruit shakes, coconuts. And I have to say it's idyllic. Fun fact, if you actually walk here from the southern beach, you won't have to pay, but you have to wait for low tide, which it's not right now. But keep that in mind. If it is low tide, just walk around the mangroves and you can get to the resort and get around the ticket office, which is actually up on the hill, like on the main road. So you can be a bit savvy. And the pier itself is beautiful, it's well made, and as you walk over the corals you can see parrotfish and other coral fish. And I'm keeping my eye out for a ray or a turtle. And obviously the pier bar itself is called the Pearl Beach Bar. So what I think I'm actually going to do is have a couple of cold beers, well-deserved beers, and relax and enjoy this sunset and share it with you at the end of this video. And so we can sail away from Koh Mak with great memories and a great sunset. Doesn't look like rain's coming anytime soon, which is great. There's people kayaking, there's couples having beers. It really is very romantic and highly recommend you come here with your better half. Miss P, we're coming here, okay? But we might wait until the rainy season's gone. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, enjoy the sunset here on the pier. Take a deep breath, relax before you move on to the next video. If you've made it all the way to the end, give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. In the next video, we're heading to Koh Kradat, and fingers crossed, we have better weather there.